Oh dear God. What has science done? First wireless earbuds, and now this? Drifblim? Into an Igglybuff? Like, okay. Do we draw the line at baby Pokemon? Like, I thought, okay, in FE, you know, we've seen some Pokemon that should probably never be able to be effective ever, and sometimes even sweep. But I keep asking myself every time, like, is it possible to make X Pokemon work? And then we're going into Igglybuff now. Now, here's the thing. Whenever I need an out, whenever I say a Pokemon can do anything and it needs to sweep, and I really mean it, usually that does fall back onto Baton Pass if the Pokemon is truly unsalvageable. But we're gonna see what Drifblim can do. That Drifblim, you can choose to do whatever you want. Like, imagine if you just slapped on, what is it? You know, minimize stockpiles, all kinds of crazy stats on like a Mega Salamence. You can choose to do that and win the game, or you can choose to slap it onto an Igglybuff and stand a chance. Alright. So the opponent, Mega Evolved Venusaur, just kind of slapping out some moves. Not really going to do too much to Drifblim. There's that Citrus Berry. So now Drifblim is going to be fast, even though it was already fast. But we get the Stockpile in there, going to be taking less damage, got some minimize. So if, you know, Venusaur decides to land a hit, then we can get more out of it. So Sludge Bomb, wow. For all those minimize, Drifblim's getting hit an awful lot. So we'll see where we can go towards this. You know, another Stockpile, get some more in there, and then we can go and Baton Pass out whenever we get our full stats. Now I'm wondering, like, okay, how can you get Igglybuff into a sweeping position? Where's the damage? Where's the win condition? Because you can put Stockpile and minimize on a Pokemon all day long, but if it can't do anything, then really what's the point? So that's Drifblim with its stats, with its Baton Pass. What is going to happen? Igglybuff is going to happen, guys. The Igglybuff is going to happen. And that's what Igglybuff looks like in game. I won't blame you if you've never seen it before, but it floats around kind of like Jigglypuff from Pokemon Snap. Oh Lord. It's Swagger. Is it Swag Play? Does Jigglypuff Evolution Tree get Foul Play? Is this real? Because that's hilarious. Like, you just max out your opponent's attack, you have them crush themselves, and you just ride. Like, if you have +3 on defenses, with the Eviolite on the Igglybuff, you might be able to survive a +6. Maybe. You know, there's not too much weakness to worry about, so Igglybuff's going to avoid. And there's a... Alright, so Swagger plus Toxic to just make the opponent destroy himself. That's fantastic. Like, you put another Swagger into the Feraligatr, you could still probably survive the hit. It just needs to hit itself once at that point. So, I was about to say, like, that would... Oh, no! It even has Attract! The odds... Does it have Thunder Wave? Like, the odds of the opponent getting off a move now... Okay, so... We got Confusion, that's 50%. We got Attract, that's another 50%. Right, you can't have Thunder Wave because that's Toxic. Might as well make that add up. And then you have all the Minimize. This Feraligatr, though, is getting through it! Igglybuff! Clutches! Survival right there. As we get more Swagger. So, Feraligatr reconfused, still attracted, and this might be the luckiest Feraligatr to ever exist. After this Toxic, like, it hits itself in Confusion this turn, takes that Toxic, it has to go down. What? Is that gonna be an... Oh my goodness, an Iggly... And the Pain Splits for... Yo. I was about to say, Feraligatr might survive that poison, but after the Pain Split, it actually goes down. I don't even think it matters at this point, guys. Igglybuff claimed a soul. That's really all that there is to say right here. So the Bug Buzz gonna miss. That's all it needs. That's all it needs is a Bug Buzz to miss. And then you throw down the Attract, you throw down whatever. I would do Swagger first. Like, Attract and Swagger are 50% each regardless, but I would just do the Swagger because it could hurt itself, and that's a nice little thing. But Igglybuff going to keep avoiding the attack. There's the Toxic, and it does have stockpiles. So I'd imagine that if you go, it could eat that Bug Buzz maybe. Ooh, I would just feel too nervous. Like, I have to Attract, I'd have to Swagger. I have to make sure that this thing has like a 5% chance of landing a hit on me or something. And there's the Pain Split. So Igglybuff now gaining some stats, being very tanky. Eviolite compounding with the stockpile into the Minimize. That's going to be some poison damage. And if it hits itself in confusion off of a swagger or something, like, it could get bad. Bug Buzz is going to land. Alright, so that is going to be not... Yeah, I think Igglybuff actually could have survived. That was like 20 damage. Igglybuff was at 27, I think. So this is doable. Yikes. Alright, there's Galvantula. It's now in bad place to be. Also, you know, the male dominance in Pokemon. It's poison. That's swagger. That's a track. There's minimize going on. Megavolt. Oh wow, it gets through. It's breaking through. It gets the love. It gets the Bug Buzz. But wow, the opponent, like, this is a very unlucky. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. Okay, I would really love to calculate the odds on that. That was 3 minimized, right? I lost count at 2 because I was, like, commentating about this, but I'll just assume 3 minimized. So that's 33% chance. Then a 50% chance. So compounding stuff, and then a 50% chance on top of that, and then a 6% chance to hit that numbers and math and, like, stuff. I don't know. It starts getting really complicated after that. So, at least Ninetales is just going to come in and win, right? Ninetales tanks up the Sludge Bomb, gets the Side Shock, hits the Heat Wave, gets Sunny Shenanigans, so still a victory. Like, Igglybuff got 2, and it took, like, some of the most absurd hacks ever to break through it. Like, the opponent's chance of winning that, you know, the consecutive hits adding up before that, the crit at the time where it broke through all the status and whatnot on its last turn. Okay, we got one more. Let's watch what happens when luck is actually on Igglybuff's side. Wait, why did I say when luck was on Igglybuff's side? Because when you think about it, like, luck is, like, you don't need luck to get, like, the 1 in 100 odds or something, like, just to be on your side. Or you don't need luck to get the 99 in 100 odds. We just need to not have bad things happen. So, Togekiss with that Air Slash, going to hit Drifblim. Drifblim's fine, doesn't get flinched, lands the minimize. I mean, if the next Air Slash lands, Drifblim is still going to be pretty solid. The Thunder Wave, though, not the worst thing. That means Drifblim gets free setup, so still fine. Still doing fine. Guys, you know, now that's going to be more evasion right there, and then Togekiss with the Air Slash. Drifblim's going to avoid it. Oh, there's the paralysis, but we're looking good. I was waiting for, like, that Citrus Berry and Unburden proc. Yeah, I guess Drifblim got 2 minimize in that last game, because he used it twice this time, and then went into the stockpiles again. That's kind of weird. Are we going? Okay, there's the other minimize. I was wondering, I was like, wait a second, I wasn't paying attention, didn't go back and watch the recording, I didn't think it would happen again, but now we're tanky enough to be, like, in a really good threshold. We can survive a lot of Air Slash now. Oh yeah, that's like 3 more hits until Drifblim goes down. Also, it's got more stockpile. Oh, make that 4 hits because of the Citrus Berry. Baton Pass already, I think that's a never mind. Let's see, I think that's a little early, but then the Paraflinch could come in and be really bad, but at the same time, Minimize will reduce the effectiveness of Paraflinch. I think Igglybuff could come in just a little tankier, but it already has, yeah, it needs to be tankier than that. It flinches, though. Togekiss going to go for the Air Slash. That's not going to land, and Igglybuff gets... No! Why do you keep throwing out the weird... You need to swagger that thing first. I don't care if it's a special attacker. You need to get those odds in your favor, man. And, oh, it also has Protect. Okay, so, is this a different Igglybuff? Because what happened to Pain Split? Was that not working? But it has to work, unless it's... Wait, I'm really confused right now. Because it should be Swagger, Attract, Toxic, and Pain Split. We have Protect this time. So, Protect does work to take down the poison. It does make it to where the opponent has to miss more. I don't even know what to think anymore, guys. Like, we have already crossed Shenanigan Land. We have gone from territory to territory, and now we are in uncharted lands. Like, Shenanigans was, you know, 2 miles ago, and we missed that exit. So Igglybuff, there's the Protect Toxic stalling for realsies, and interestingly enough, Igglybuff no Attract against the Pokemon where it doesn't really matter, unless it does have Attract, and it doesn't have Pain Split. This is weird. Also, wouldn't Igglybuff get Wish? Should you get, like, Wish, Protect, Toxic, Swagger? The Attract is a nice little touch as well, because it makes the odds, like, so impossibly small. but it's very situational, and apparently doesn't matter if you're a Feraligatr or a Galvantula. So now we're just going for that swagger. There's a Toxic. It doesn't matter if Togekiss has leftovers and whatnot. That's going to be a lot of damage. And if Togekiss gets hit in confusion, I was about to say, Mike, I was thinking it was going for the roost, because it could have roosted right then, and that would have been really bad. But it looks like Togekiss shouldn't survive this turn right now. Protecting against the Air Slash, the opponent's not really getting that Thunder Wave in there. So it looks like this is pretty solid for Igglybuff right now. If you're not running the Pain Split, you need to have more stockpiles. Like, you take those. I don't know. I don't even know what to think. But that is going to be a Venusaur. Was that a shiny Togekiss as well? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, the Sleep Powder is going to land. That's going to set Igglybuff back just a little, because now it has to wake up before it can go for Swagger. And it's going to take a lot of turns on that Swagger. Like, Venusaur has to hit itself in confusion, not get a not Chlorophyll. It has Chlorophyll now, so it just Sunny Day'd to boost itself. I guess Stab Solar Beam is going to be pretty nice. Igglybuff wakes up and gets the Swagger, though. Venusaur is going to avoid the Swagger, goes for the Solar Beam. It absorbs light. Can Igglybuff tank if it decides to land? Igglybuff's going to avoid, and then... Okay, so Igglybuff on the other end of the odd spectrum right now, interestingly enough. But Venusaur's attack going to raise sharply. That is going to be the Swagger right there. And, yeah, pretty much... Venusaur has to hit itself in confusion on a non-synthesis turn. It has to be at, like, +6 to start taking considerable amounts. I guess, like, Venusaur's, it's going to snap out, get the synthesis, and then all those other things have to happen. So, the Pain Split's weird. Very weird when you think about it. So, Igglybuff's going to protect on this turn. The Sleep Powder is going to still land. So, there's a lot of sleep, a lot of sun, a lot of just weirdness going on with these two matching up. And I would say, like, if you have the Pain Split, so you get low, say you can survive a Solar Beam from the Venusaur if you already have, like, +2 on the stockpile or something. I don't know. Whatever the stats add up to. You can survive. You can drop it low. It has the Swagger. And then it'll be easier to take out the Venusaur, potentially. But you don't have Toxic, so we're gonna be here for a while. Venusaur, that Solar Beam absorbs light, but Igglybuff protects itself. And this goes back to the whole Drifblim setup. With Drifblim, this could have been any Pokemon. This could have been a Jigglypuff. More stats. Eviolite does the same exact thing. This could have been any Pokemon that can carry stuff like that. Yeah, I'm just thinking this one through. Oh, yo, like this could be Salandit in the 7th generation. Because it gets to Toxic Steel type. Wait, no, Corrosion doesn't let it Toxic Poison, does it? Close. We're close. Unless you go Toxic and Will-O-Wisp, and then everything is going to die to you. Either way, it's pretty crazy. So, I'm just padding out the commentary right now. Attack won't go higher. It's already confused. Igglybuff going to protect. You might as well throw out the Swagger, because it could snap out of confusion. And then you just Swagger it again. Solar Beam. Okay, so at least Venusaur still throw out the Solar Beam, which means it should go down eventually. There's a Sunny Day. So, no synthesis, I guess. Just offense. Sunlight turn harsh. There's Swagger. So, Sleep Powder, Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Sludge Bomb. I mean, it works. You put him to sleep, get a free setup. Now you're outspeeding everything. You get good damage on that Chlorophyll. And if you weren't getting walled out by an Igglybuff right now, it could work. So, +6, Venusaur finally knocks itself out. Yeah, it was having a lot of times not hitting through that, like, not getting confused. But now Cloyster's on the field. So, can we clean up with the Cloyster? It looks like the opponent is indeed cheating. And that is going to be a Toxic. So, Toxic, finally hit that on the Cloyster. Might be White Herb, might not be. If it's Focus Sash, there goes your Focus Sash, but doesn't really matter. And if it's going for Shell Smash, going to do some of the work for us already. I would not have protected. I would have gone for that Swagger. Ooh, but maybe protecting against the Icicle Spear works out anyways. Icicle Spear also doesn't have perfect accuracy, I believe. It's like 85 or 90% accuracy. So Igglybuff has a better chance of avoiding it. That's going to be the Swagger. Gosh, could you imagine if Cloyster went for the Shell Smash? Losing defenses, gaining attack into that Swagger. Like, it hits in confusion and immediately dies. So, it gets hurt by the poison. Igglybuff's going to protect. I mean, you might as well just make it happen. Igglybuff protects itself. Cloyster is confused, hits itself in confusion, is a defensive Pokemon, so it will be able to survive, but that's the toxic damage. I think you just go for a double protect right here. Yeah. Oh, it fails, but still odds are in your favor, you know? It could hit itself in confusion. Yeah, it worked out. All right. GG. GG. Guys. Igglybuff made it happen. What is my life anymore? Just enjoy the rest of Fan Fridays. Just go hug someone you love. Just appreciate life, because